All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to take all that stuff you've learned about HTML and actually do something with it. We're going from the absolute basics, the building blocks, to creating some seriously cool projects you can actually show off. So if you're ready to stop just learning and start building, you're in the right place.
I mean, let's be real, who hasn't, right? There's something so cool about typing a few lines of code and seeing a real live web page just appear. It feels like magic. And the best part? It's way more achievable than you might think. You know, every single website you've ever visited, from your favorite social media site to the simplest little blog, they all have one thing in common. They're all built on a fundamental structure. And that structure, that essential blueprint for everything on the web, that's HTML. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a quick look at what HTML really is. Then we'll cover the core stuff like tags and attributes. After that, we'll level up with some pro skills, and then, my favorite part, we're going to jump into a bunch of awesome projects you can start building today, from beginner stuff to more advanced challenges.
Okay, so let's start at square one. What exactly is this blueprint we keep talking about?
HTML stands for HyperText Markup Language, and it's basically the language we use to create websites. The best way to think about it is like the skeleton of a human body. It provides all the core structure. This is a head, these are the arms, these are the legs. Everything else, like the style and functionality, gets built on top of that skeleton. So if HTML is the skeleton, what are the bones? Well, that would be tags and attributes. These are the absolute fundamental pieces you'll be using over and over again to build out any web page. Now, one of the first concepts you've got to get right is nesting. It's just a fancy word for putting elements inside other elements. The order here is so important. You have to close the last tag you opened first. Think of it like putting lids on a set of Tupperware. You got to close the smallest one before you can close the bigger one it's sitting in. And this slide shows you exactly what I mean. See the right way? The right tag, which makes the text bold, is opened and closed completely inside the paragraph P tag. Perfect. But on the right, they're overlapping. The browser might try to figure out what you meant, but this kind of messy code is how you end up with broken pages and a lot of headaches.
Okay, next up, attributes. These are little bits of extra information you add to an element's opening tag. They give the browser more instructions. For example, it's not enough to just say, I want an image here. You have to tell the browser which image, right? That's where attributes come in.
This is the perfect example. For an image, the source attribute is non-negotiable. It's the source, telling the browser where to find the picture. Then you've got alt text, which is absolutely crucial. It describes the image for people using screen readers. And of course, width and height do exactly what you think. They control the size.
All right, you've got the basics down. You know what tags and attributes are. Now, let's talk about how to write HTML like a pro. This is all about something called semantics, and it's what separates a beginner from someone who's really ready to join a development team. So you could just build your entire website using generic boxes called div tags like you see on the left. It works. But look at the right. Using tags like header, main, and footer instantly tells you, and the browser, exactly what each part of the page is for. It just makes sense, doesn't it? And here's why that matters so much. It's not just about being neat. This makes your code way easier for other people to read. It's a huge deal for accessibility, helping screen readers guide users through your site. It helps Google understand your page for better SEO. And honestly, it makes your own life easier when you come back to update your code 6 months from now. Okay, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. The absolute best way to get good at this stuff is to build things. So let's check out a few amazing beginner projects you can start working on right now.
First up, the classic simple calculator. There's a reason everyone recommends this one. It's a fantastic way to practice laying out an interface with buttons and a screen, and it gives you a nice, simple introduction to handling user input.
So what should you focus on? Just start with the basics. Use your HTML skills to create the grid of buttons and the display. Then you can layer in the simple math. The goal here is just a clean, working interface.
All right, another fun one, a tic-tac-toe game. This one's great because it's visual, it's interactive, and it really gets you thinking about how to structure a grid and respond to user clicks. Plus, who doesn't love a good game?
For this project, your HTML is basically just creating that 3x3 game board.
The real challenge and the fun part is figuring out how to handle player turns, how to check if someone has won, and of course, you absolutely need a reset button.
So, once you've built a few of those beginner projects and you're feeling good, it's time to level up. These next few projects are going to introduce some more advanced ideas and really make your portfolio pop. Building a weather app is a massive step forward. Why? Because it teaches you one of the most critical skills in web development, how to work with APIs. An API is just a way for different computer programs to talk to each other. Your app will ask a weather service for data, and the API will send it right back. So cool. Your main goal here is to connect to a free weather API, grab that live data, and then display it nicely on your page. A great bonus feature is adding a search bar so you or your friends can check the weather anywhere in the world. And that brings us to the final boss of projects, your own personal portfolio website. This is more than just a project. This is your digital resume. It's your home on the internet where you can show the world what you can do. A great portfolio brings everything together. You'll want to showcase all your best projects, make sure the site looks amazing on any device, from a giant monitor to a tiny phone, and of course, include a contact form so that potential employers can get in touch with you. You know, at the end of the day, this is what it all boils down to. You can watch videos and read articles forever, but you'll only truly master this craft by building things, breaking them, figuring out how to fix them, and then building the next thing. So there you have it. We've given you the blueprint, from the most basic Hello World concepts all the way to projects that can help you land a job. You have everything you need to get started. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?